Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a market analysis for Vechain and going over some very key levels that absolutely need to hold as support. So if you're new to the channel and you want to show some support, please leave a like and subscribe. So first I want to direct your attention to this yellow moving average. Currently it is at 8 cents and this is the 50-week simple moving average. So it takes the closing price of the last 50 weeks and averages it together. And basically we've historically seen this as a very important level. If we go back to November of 2020, we can see how we had a pretty strong bounce off of this level as support. If we continue on to this first initial capitulation in May of 2021, we had a wick all the way down to this level and a very sharp bounce off this. And then we had another bounce here in July of the same year in 2021. And then finally, this last bounce was in September. And you can see following the break of this, we had a retest as resistance. So we flipped it from support in September into resistance in December. And basically following this rejection, we've been in a downtrend ever since. And we have not retested this moving average since we rejected off of it 27 weeks ago. So it will be a very important level to watch out for coming in the next few months when we do ultimately retest this. It is going to be declining because if we go back 50 weeks ago, we can see the closing price 50 weeks ago was at around 7 cents. So it is going to be declining and averaging down. And basically, I would really want you to watch out for this in the event that we are starting to move back up to this. Again, it doesn't have to be at 8 cents. We could meet it way down the line, say at 5 or 4 cents in a few months. So it will be a very important level to watch out for. We also do have these support ranges from 2 to 2.2 cents. And if we go back to 2018 in September, this was the high that we rejected off of and formed this bear market phase, right? We had a pretty sharp rejection following the 14 weeks after this rejection, we had an 84% decline. And it really, ultimately, we did not retest this level for the following 96 weeks. So this was a very, important high. And basically we had this first initial retest in August of 2020, but we had a rejection. We came down, consolidated, gathered ourselves off this 50-week simple moving average, and then went on to make new highs. And when we did, we broke out of this level and we continued to put in this mania blow off top peak. So we're starting to see holding it as support, and that is a good sign. We want to see this continue. We do not want to see this level lost as support because it really opens up the possibility that we're going to be starting to move down to these lower levels, which I will talk about in a moment here. But I do expect that we might bounce off of this as support and start trending back up to meet some of these lower highs. And when we do, it's going to be a very important level, especially with this 50-week coming down and declining. So there's a lot of resistance areas to watch out for up ahead. And it's going to be pretty difficult for Vechain to make its way back up to some of these lower highs in the short term. We do have to give it a lot of time for this to develop and play out. The market structure is crying out for consolidation and some sort of range before ultimately trending back up to some of these lower highs. And I do think that if we are starting to lose this level, it's going to be a very bearish sign. So just to give you an illustration of what that would look like if we're starting to make weekly closes below this area and consolidating, holding it as resistance, something like this, then that's going to be a bad sign. We do not want to see this long-term area of support flip into resistance, because if it does, then to me, it looks like Vechain would be continuing this longer-term downtrend, this macro bear trend, and targeting some of these levels down here, ranging from 0.008 to 0.009. And the reason I think this would be the next key level to watch out for is because we saw how in April, May, June, and July of 2019, this was consecutive resistance for months, right? We had several rejections off this level. We came up, rejected it later that year in November and December, and then one final rejection in February before the March COVID capitulation. So those are the very key levels I'm personally watching out for. I think you guys should most likely consider these areas to be very strong support and resistance levels. And I hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback, please do leave those below. I really do appreciate those. And as always, I will see you in the next one.